Good morning, folks. Welcome to FYI for your information. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Folks, it's the 24th day of November already. In a month's time, we'll be one day off from Christmas. Just think about that for a minute. Think about that for a minute. 1 month's time, we're a day off from Christmas. Happy Thanksgiving, folks. Happy Thanksgiving. What are you thankful for? I wouldn't be a guy if I didn't celebrate Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, folks. Y'all know us. We assimilate very quickly and repackage. Happy Thanksgiving. You got to be thankful for something. You got to be thankful for something. All of you guys in the diaspora up north, where it's getting colder by the day. Happy Thanksgiving. Tomorrow, they're telling us be one of the busiest travel day of the years up north. Thanksgiving, folks. I got a lot of things to be thankful for. I got a lot of things to be thankful for. The gift that keeps on giving. I got a lot to be thankful for. Claire Alexis, Charlie Richmond, happy Thanksgiving to Chevron McDonald, who says she's here for valid, credible information. Chevron was very early, very, very early, waiting patiently. Thankful for Gwyneth Anderson, and I'm thankful for Loretta Argyle and Claire Alexis Chamley. Thankful for Patricia Asana and Timber Ford, Dolly Anderson Linton. I'm thankful for all of you guys. I'm thankful for all of you guys. Really happy you folks are here with us. Lynn Fernandez, how are you doing, Lynn? Great to see you. Great, very happy you're here. Lena Williams, where are you, Lena? Where are you? Guys, welcome. Welcome. It's another day. It's Thursday, the 24th day of November. Yep. I know some of you can't get into December fast enough for that 8%. You know, you're quarreling, but you're looking for 8%. Guys, welcome. Lots to discuss in the morning papers. We're happy that you're here. Julian, how are you doing? Welcome, Julian. And Stacy Braffett. I see Patricia and is it Sharon? Good to have you, Sharon Stewart. Good to have Beatrice. Beatrice, you were beaten out a little bit this morning by some other folks who were very early. Maybe you were here, but you didn't comment, so I didn't see the comment. I know you were there, but some other folks were out front early, very, very early. Julian Myers and Lyndon Jones, good to have you guys. Wherever you are in the world this morning, we are thankful that you are here with us. That's the important thing, that you're here with us. Whether you are at home here in Guyana, perhaps even in the national capital city, we'll be broadcasting live from, perhaps you're even there, or you're further, you're in the Caribbean, you're in the diaspora in general, you're in Region 11. We're thankful for you folks. We got a lot to be thankful for. And of course, you guys are high on the list. Lynn Fernandez and Susie McPherson and Beatrice Selby. Yep. Beatrice, I wake up late. Folks, hashtag Happy Thanksgiving. Let us know perhaps what you're thankful for. Gloria Chester, we're thankful for you, Gloria, holding it down for us in Diamond. We're thankful for you. And Joy Pamela and all the other guys, we are thankful for you folks. For keeping it real. Yep. The guys want to know if Chandas got the 8%. Yes, he will get it. Up to the time he was dismissed, up to the time he was recalled, he'll get his 8%. Retroactive to January, believe it or not, for all abusing out, he gets the 8% still. Right? Natisha Barker wants to know how her daughter, Druid is doing. Druid is fine. And is going to be in with us as soon as she can. She's fine, folks. She's going good. Getting strong as the day go by. What don't kill you is make you strong in this place. What doesn't kill you, good folks, makes you stronger. But we're so happy that you folks are here with us. Could ask for better company in the absence of Jarita and our other colleague. Could ask for more. Spoke with Amanda yesterday, who is back after 22 days overseas. Yeah. That's how it starts, It's 22 days, then it's 48, then it's 6 months, then it's 3 years. Yeah. After 22 days overseas, Amanda is back and touched base with me yesterday. Spoke for a little bit. Is energized. She said she came back. She called me to complain. I said, I was the complaint authority. You like come back. I just land back. Backups, GPL, give me a welcome. Blackout. Listen to Amanda for about 45 minutes, talking about all of the welcome backs she's had after 22 days overseas. She says, It feels a little strange, but she's grooving back. I'll give you a day or two. Give you a day or two. How your complexion? Come back. How your complexion? You know the cold is white out. After 22 days overseas. Yeah, give you 2 days. You groove it back nice. Roxanne, good to have you. And Carmelita, and Little World. Karen Black is here. It takes some time when you've been overseas to settling back because you start to get acclimatized of things going in a certain order. Things have a certain order to them. And then you come back and, you get vexed. And so I tell you, every time I'm traveling back together, I look at that door that says exit. When you sit in the waiting area, you're waiting for the plane. You're waiting to board, you see a door marked exit. I look at the door often very hard. Look at the door hard, The door that is fighting. Yeah, but it's my name from Patrick Kaichur. I used to look at the Starbucks News and Sun. I say, you know what? I can take one for the team. I can go back. I can go back. John, good to have you here, Riddle Warren, Roxanne, Aaron, and Claudia Gibson. John, good to have you, Claudia, and Renal, Roxanne, Jana. Good to have you, good folks. Good to have you, good folks, here with us this morning. All of the Roxanne seem to turn up this morning. Claudia, good to have you. Granite and all the other guys. Quite a few things in the morning papers we want to get to, guys. A couple of things on the morning papers we think you ought to know about, good folks. A couple of things on the morning papers we want to know. The guys, hold it right there for us. Hold it right there for us. Claudia, blessed morning to you as well. Claudia says a blessed morning to yours truly and all of you. We accept that. We receive it. We receive it in the spirit. We receive it. Joy Carla, we see you there, and all the other guys, you're coming on now. Share the life for us. Don't be stingy, Fred Mason. Allow other folks to get credible, valid information as well. I'm sure somebody shared the life at some point, and your people and say, this is what they're doing here. I'll come by the lab till I see. I'll be happy that you guys stay a little bit. For a little season. Suffer it to be so, the good book says. Silbert Stewart, suffer it to be so for a little season. Y'all come wrong a little often. Notice this suit jacket getting a little thing. Candy Lillian Inderjeet, how is Curviton? Thanks, guys. How is Curviton treating you, Candy and Marky and the 10 children there? How is Skeldon Curviton treating you guys? Curviton, Skeldon, Stacey Ann Stoll and Jacqueline Clark. How are you beautiful folks doing out there this morning? Great to have you guys here. Gwyneth and Donna, good to have you, Jacqueline, Stacey Ann. Jennifer Thorne, good to have you, Jennifer. Somebody share the live with you. At some point, yeah, spoon falling down, boy, you getting visitors. Spoon falling down, we getting visitors. We got to prepare. We got to prepare. We're getting visitors. Folks, what are you having for breakfast this morning? What are you having for breakfast this morning, folks? We got some black tea here. We try some black tea. Right? Black tea and a dry dan. Who know? Great to have you guys. A couple of things on the morning papers that we folks at this side think you guys ought to know about. We think you guys ought to know about a couple of things. First and foremost, we say Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. Macnell, Happy Thanksgiving, Stacey Ann. And we're thankful for Candy Lillian Inderjeet, Dolly Anderson Linton. We're thankful for Claudette Bobby Lewis. We're thankful for Penelope and Joel and Brenda Moore. We're thankful for all of you guys. Share the live. Smash that emoji button where you guys are. We want to see how you guys are feeling this morning. How are you well treating you? Guys, let me be honest with you. The floor, was like traveling back home this morning. I didn't want to go. When I get to this morning, I watched the ground. The bed saying, hold on for another 3 hours. You see? But I want to meet with you all so bad. I subdue that impulse. It was a strong, overwhelming. It was more than impulse, it was compulsion. I said, Father, help I this morning. Help I come out this morning. I said, take 4 hours more. See, we got in late last night after the night program, and I could take 4 hours more. But I said, you know what? I like spending time with Stacey Ann and Joylyn Nelson and Claudia and Binka Peters and all the other, Joel Ward and so on. We can come out. Happy Thanksgiving, guys. The U.S. ambassador had a, what do you call it? She hosted seniors recently as part of Thanksgiving exercise, the U.S. ambassador hosted some seniors, and we thought, this is good. We got to treat our seniors with care and concern, you know. Some of us expect we are eating past seniors. When we see them on the road, you know, you all see there's a primus on the road. You're driving, stop and let her pass. She can take her time and so on, stop and let her pass. We got to treat our seniors with care. You see garnish my pot anywhere. Oh, slow down. Don't splash up water on him and so on. Slow down. And for them to drop, if anything. Treat your seniors with care. That's what I'm saying. You see a man's outside, anywhere, right? Help them out in a line, pull them to the front and so on. Treat your seniors with care. So when we saw this, U.S. Ambassador Sarah Lynch hosting this event for seniors, we said, you know, quite thoughtful, quite thoughtful. You find something to be thankful for. You can see somebody else saying, I try with them white people holiday. But you could find something in your life to be thankful for, you know? Yeah, to be thankful for. In everything, the good book says, the good book, we must give thanks. Because this is the will of the Father concerning our lives. Yeah, everything. Stacey Ann, Raymond Jones, thankful for you, Raymond. Thankful for Stacey Ann and all the other folks. You see, Candy come late and Candy asked me, how Joy to doing? Refer to the beginning of the program. Refer to the beginning of the program. When we finish, she's fine, she's fine, she's fine, she's fine. She's going to be back as soon as she's to full strength, right? As soon as she's full strength, you know, young people, any little things knock them down, right? But the old stalwarts, we out here, the big people that don't want this style, we out here, the old style. Them young ones, a little flu. We get a little flu, gotta go to work. Flu. But good to have you guys here. Again, we were very, very heartened to see the hosting of our seniors by the U.S. ambassador. Yeah. Take win on that one. Take win on that one. Folks, as you're the U.S. ambassador, you know, there's a U.S. tourist that is missing after a fishing trip in Region 9. They're telling us the boat capsized. And the search is still on for that tourist. Even in coming on, was taking a second glance to see if any updates. Nothing new. Tourist is still missing. Joyce Carter. And if you all have been Ireland viewers of our program, you know by now, we always talk about the carnage in our roads and waterways. That's a pandemic by itself. No other country in the world you'd see every living day. Road accidents, road fatalities, boat capsized, passengers missing, boat captain drunk. No other country on earth with such consistency for Sir Andrews. With such consistency. You won't see it. That's why we say special. It's a special case. But, you know, we really are hoping that this turns out good. This turns out, you know, as one of those cases where the person is found alive. We're really hoping so. But the tourist and name has not been disclosed as yet, but missing after a fishing trip in Region 9. Person is still listed as missing. One of the other things we're following, folks, in the morning papers this morning is that a civil society group is urging locally for stricter enforcement of the laws to punish errant public officials. That's what they're saying. Errant public officials. You know, you have a duty to do X, Y, Z, and you're not doing it. You know, acts of omission and commission. You're stepping out of your boundaries. This group is called the Our Wealth, Our Country Civil Society Group. Our Wealth, Our Country. The acronym is OWOC. How's that pronounced? You know, is there a ring to that? OWOC, right? But there's Our Wealth, Our Country. And they said, you know, public officials must be held accountable. There was a gazetted code of conduct for public officials. But if you look at some of the things listed there, they're flouted every day by the errant public officials that Our Wealth, Our Country speaks here about, having enforcement of laws to punish. A number of things they should be doing, they're doing, should not be doing. Those are the things they're fighting to do. And so one civil society organization, Our Wealth, Our Country, says you must enforce, penalize them. What do you guys think about that? Penalize them. You know, they don't want to do what they're supposed to do. Penalize them. How do you feel about that? Roxanne and Siobhan, Carol Rollins, how do you feel about that? Penalize public officials, errant in your ways. Got to do better. That's what the folks are saying. We've got to do better than we've been doing. Got to do better. Yep, watching that. Watching that, good folks. Penalize them. And then we told you that we're coming into a season where we recognize the work that has been done, is being done, and still to be done where it concerns gender-based violence, especially, folks, against women and girls. Especially against women and girls. You know, one of the things making the morning papers is a young man who raped a 9-year-old at least on 3 separate occasions. Right? And it is frightening, the court said, when handing down the sentence, the number of those, the proliferation of sexual offenses over committed on minors. It's frightening as a society. That's one of the things also. But we're going to be seeing, you know, the government rolling out its plan to fight gender-based violence. I say here, guys, it is hypocritical. Terrence Lewis and Jennifer Thorne, hypocritical. Marilyn Lamont, hypocritical actions. I'm certain Marilyn would tell us, speaks louder than words. They could have shown us their plans when O.C. Rogers, one of their activists, beat up a young woman in Bath Settlement in a supermarket, and they allowed him, buy the ticket for him, drove him to the airport, got away scot-free, gun butted that young woman, and now they want to come and say they got plans to combat gender-based violence. That is the hypocrisy. None of them said a word. Paria said not a word. Olish Warden said not a word. Vindia Prasad will be leading the charge with these plans, rolling out these plans. She said not a word when O.C. Rogers assaulted that young woman in a Bath Settlement supermarket. They are hypocrites. Right? Not of them, not one of them uttered a word and challenged that. When he assaulted Miss Ghosh, and we can talk about that later on, and the fact they still got you walking out with disrespectful, not one of them. And now you're hearing here government rolling out plans. Bring back the headline for us, guys. Right? As Annette Cummins says, they're talking with water in their mouth. Who don't know? Rolls out plans to fight gender-based violence. If you see activities they got. But when it matters, you know, these are the people who will kill you, come and cry at your funeral, and then they fight your family to read the eulogy. They're going to fight your family. They won't read the eulogy. They are hypocrites. And I say it without fear of successful contradiction. They are hypocrites. You got Damlal. The amount of accusations he has been facing publicly. No investigation. What transpired with Natasha Singh Lewis in the National Assembly, disgraceful, encouraged by the Speaker of the National Assembly. And then you have so many other instances, of which O.C. Rogers and Sharon Das is just some of the latest. Not one of the people you will see in the days coming uttered a word against Sharon Das. Not one of the ministers. Not one of them uttered a word against O.C. Rogers. Everybody went into damage control mode, quiet mode. And now, you're going to see the photographs splashing across social media with all the graphics. Right? We don't need only 16 days of activism in a country like ours. We need activism on this one every goddamn day of the year. Too many of our young women are losing their lives senselessly. And one can say people are looking at the top and taking pattern. But if them at the top, there's no penalty. There are no penalties for their actions. Then I could do what I want to do. Yeah. Hypocrites. But I follow them. I will be trolling them for all these 16 days and calling them hypocrites. Hypocrites on gender-based violence. Hypocrites. O.C. Rogers happened, not a word. Sharon Dance, none of them. And they knew for more than a year what transpired. They knew and sat on information. And even when the video burst out and became viral, not a word. Hypocrites. Vindia Pascal is a hypocrite. And the religious hypocrite is the worst kind. Church people hot is the worst hot you can get. Religious people hot is the worst kind of hot. A religious hypocrite is the most dangerous kind. Paria Malinchal is a hypocrite. Sonia Paran is a hypocrite. Vindia, hypocrite. Who are the others? Ulrich Waldron, a hypocrite. Not a word. And now you can see them with frenetic pace talking about gender-based violence. I wait to y'all. I wait to y'all, as we say colloquially, like a barrier. I wait to y'all. I keep calling you out as hypocrites. But that's where y'all are. Hypocrites. Not a word. But it matters. Not a word. Now y'all coming with plans you roll out against gender-based violence. Yeah. And this man on a mission nonsense. When we're supposed to be on a mission, you're on a mission. You're absent without leave. You're absent without leave. But I'm waiting for y'all. Keep rolling. Keep rolling out the plans. Folks, you got a couple things brewing internationally. Things you ought to know about. And this particular international story has a lot of components to it. I'm going to unpack two. Malaysia has a new prime minister today. Malaysia has a new prime minister today, folks. And this guy has been at it for a little while. Anwar Ibrahim. Anwar Ibrahim was sworn in as prime minister today. Right? He has been at it for about 3 decades to become prime minister. And that is the other side of the story. See, some of you try one time, you give up. One time you try, and you give up. You run a little small business, you open for less than a month, you expect a whole set of hurly-flurry stuff. Whole set of hurly-flurry stuff. Right? You expect a whole set of customers. A whole set of customers. This is one of the things brewing internationally. 3 decades. Right? Let me see who good with this stuff. What's a decade? How many years is a decade? Let us see if you're up to speed. How many years is a decade? 3 decades he's at it. He came close, they deny him. He came this close, they deny. 3 decades he's at it. Right? 3 decades. Is that like 30 years? Let me see who's sharp at this kind of stuff. I know you have fingers sharp. He became prime minister yesterday. He's been at it a long time in politics there in Malaysia. Just took over the reins of government. Have been given a nod by the king of Malaysia. There's a monarchy system operating. Quite like England, but not as well known. Given a nod, and he became, thanks guys, prime minister. Don't give up too quick. See, Carol Rollins, them sharp, Gavin Liverpool, Alec Cummins, right? A decade is 10 years, 3 decades, 30 years, the man wait. Perseverance. That's one of the things I admire with Chelly Jackson. That's one of the things I admire with him. He stuck it out. See? Accomplished what he wanted to accomplish. Got what he wanted to get. Right. Then shortly after, but he stuck it out. Some of you in opposition, 28 years, stuck it out. Some of you in opposition for 28 days. We done jumping ship. I with y'all, it's just a spoiler. 28 months. You're ready to jump ship. That man was in opposition for 28 years. Close to Ibrahim Anwar. 30 years, 3 decades. Anwar Ibrahim fought against his political rivals. right? And just won the prize he was after. He became Prime Minister of Malaysia. And it's not only politics. Your dreams, your goals. Some of you out there, you think you're too old to go back to school. Think you're too old to learn something new. You're set in your ways and you give up. Already 3 decades. Anwar Ibrahim was in his struggle in Malaysia. He gave up. He walked over on the other side and said, hey, I do it y'all now. Some of we, 2.5 years, you're in a position. Them boys spell 2 stone at you, you're ready. I will y'all know. Don't forget me. Don't forget me. That's why I pull out from Anwar Ibrahim. Stick to it, folks. That's what you believe you should be doing with your life and your time. You convinced of that? Stick to it. Stick to it. Stick to it. Glenn Ford and Gavin and Seymour George, Dolly. Yeah, 30 years is a long time. I saw is it Dolly said that? 30 years is a long time. Dolly Anderson Linton. It's true. 30 years is a long time pursuing what you want. You know? Nothing good in this life is come easy. Boom. Not a quote for you. Simple. Nothing good is come easy. When you go through a little thing, forget it, you appreciate it. You appreciate it. But it's the microwave age we live in. Everything we want it now. Right? Some of y'all just learn 2 things. Use an expert. Use a consultant. Right? You just learn to do a brush stroke. Use a makeup artist. Folks take time. I saw something that says after 8 or 10 years consistently doing something, you're allowed to call yourself an expert. 8 or 10 years. Some will be 6 months. Use an expert in IT. Use an expert in something. Just come out the block. You know, it's like some people. You know, you ready to write a book. You just start doing Windows something. You ready to write the manual. You know, nobody can teach you nothing. The man at it, Anwar Ibrahim, aside from his politics, at it for 30 years. And I see not only some mature folks like us, but some young people especially. You just come out here, 18, 20, you're done with life. Right? You have a little black tea and dry down for eat 2 mornings, you done with life. You ready to go and start snatching people's phone and so on. You better wake up. People snatch your life. So that's one of the things, folks, I thought we ought to share with you guys happening internationally. And you can pull so much from that. 30 years, 3 decades, the man at it. You see? And as I said, one of the things I admire with Chetty Jagan. See? To struggle against his opponents for 28 years. And he said, I will yell, it's just a spoiler. Remember me, remember me. And the good thing about the spoiler, and I will yell, is that he was caught in camera. Then your camera catches somebody up who go on quietly, what do they say? So her way in people and so on. Right? Some of y'all gone very quietly behind closed doors and so on. They say, yes, yes, master. And they say, now you got to come in public and you got to denounce them. And you got to say, I'll be doing some good things, man. I'll be doing some good things. Right? Granger didn't like youths and so on. I'll be doing some good things. 3 years in that position. How the mighty have fallen. Have fallen. How the mighty have fallen. Yep, so that was one of the things we're watching. China. In international news, folks. I tell you, in taking COVID-19 lightly, China is not taking COVID-19 lightly at all. Not by any stretch of the imagination. They ain't taking COVID-19 lightly. And as the cases increase, right, they say the economic outlook of China is darkening because they are shutting down lots of their provinces and cities that are being hit. And we told you guys earlier on in the week that Beijing is one of those cities. that's being hard hit by this resurgence of COVID-19. You hear me? It's being badly hit. And Frank Anthony told us a couple of weeks ago that we are seeing a surge here. You know, we had another death yesterday. We didn't have a chance to report it last evening. There was another COVID death locally yesterday. It's about 5 now in as many days. It's about as five now. The testing is not as rigid as it used to be because they got home testing and then they told you, the administration, the regime, if you're positive, you don't have to tell them. So we don't think we know the number of daily positive cases is not accurate. So you might see 3 or 4 positive cases. That is not accurate because the testing is no longer being done. The testing is no longer mandated. You see? And that's the challenge we're going to have. But China's different. You better go and get tested or you can't get your little half chicken fried rice. You want wonton soup. You better go and get tested and they're serious with that. They drag you off to testing and all. Drag you right off to testing. You want to go get tested? And you're in a weak country, we strip you your citizenship and all. Some things happening regionally too, guys. We want to draw to your attention. I hope you all remember that Gulf of Paria diving incident you had in Trinidad. It was horrific. What happened to those divers as they were sucked into, what do you call it? Sucked into a tube, a pipe they were repairing. Right? No bigger than the size of a man's shoulder. No wider than the width of a man's shoulder. 5 of them were sucked into that pipe. I think only 1 of them made it out alive. He gave testimony yesterday. They have their own COI happening into this national tragedy off of the Gulf of Paria. Christopher Budram was very emotional. And one of the things Christopher said yesterday is that those men could have been saved. He's been diving a long time. He was very emotional as he recounted some of what happened. He said those fellas could have been saved. Could have been saved if more was done. Listen to part of his testimony on the stand yesterday.
Okay. Whilst you were in the pipeline and you were coming out and you had promised the men that they would be rescued, did you see anything in that pipeline during the time you were in that pipeline to obstruct anyone from coming into that pipeline to rescue the men?
If that anything to obstruct them, how I come out? How I come out? Andrew?
Chris, first of all, thank you for sharing your story with us. I think it's a remarkable story. But building off of Ramesh's, what I'm hearing from Ramesh, what I want to ascertain is really when you came out, any person, whether LCMS or Paria, attempted to get a debrief of what happened in the pipeline. That's one.
I was begging him to stay, but I didn't want to leave this site. I was begging him to stay, but I said, well, let me go back for you, man, and myself. I tell him that I'm sure if I be here, if I didn't go back, at least 100% sure that nobody can tell me about all that shit about can rescue people. I dive in a pipe before that and put inside the riser on same boat 6. I went inside that on that pipe myself, call him pipe. I went in that and put in a soft paper gasket because we couldn't install it from the outside because the surges was slamming against it. I went in the pipe on that scuba myself. Paria talking all that, talk about scuba for all the years we diving in there, scuba. Every company coming there was scuba for all the years.
That's one of the most dangerous professions in the world, diving, deep sea diving and so on. And those men were trying to repair a tube, a pipeline. As I said, no bigger than the width of a man's shoulder. And they were sucked into that tube. 5 of them, 2 of them had broken limbs. But their colleague here, Christopher Budram, is convinced that they could have been saved. And you heard him give testimony there that more could have been done to save them. And that is one of the national tragedies in Trinidad and Tobago. They're still trying to come to terms with that. Very, very sad situation there. Very, very sad. We turn our attention now to things happening in the 592, guys. We turn our attention there, and we got our own sad situations to deal with ourselves. We got our own sad situation to deal with. We were talking earlier about this pandemic we have of violence against women and girls, and it's building to a crescendo, and we got to do something, you see. Besides, in addition to 60 days of activism, I think we got to take on the balance of the year too, because every day is some foolishness, and one of them that we're still tracking is what happened to Kelly Charlotte in Linden. What happened to Kelly Charlotte in Linden? And they're telling us this morning that the autopsy said she was stabbed over 30 times. Over 30 times, that young Linden teacher was stabbed by Leston Baines. And as you know, he was found a few days ago at an abandoned house. He hung himself, allegedly hung himself. But the autopsy report says that the Linden school teacher, this beautiful young lady, Kelly Charlotte, stabbed over 30 times. The father of her young son had just returned him from a day with him. The sister said she was in the kitchen and she heard her sister just screaming for her, and then she came in front and saw him stabbing her. Don't know what triggered it. They had an abusive relationship. The sister tried to get out. She had returned to where this other sister was living and was sharing a home with her. And then this horrific, horrific tragedy. Folks, you know what people don't understand? Is that when you kill Kelly, regrettably, sometimes you kill her son too. You kill the whole family because the trauma. Years later, the family is still grappling with that. Years later. My personal belief, spiritually, is that the devil is whispering ears. Honest to God, that's my belief. I can't account for the barbarity of a woman a man once loved, and we could stab her 30 times. 30 times. See? And so, when it comes to violence against women and girls locally, you understand why we have to send a strong signal? And we can't buy plane tickets for the activists who gun butt a woman in Bar Settlement and then come a month later and talk about we're for protecting women and girls. Right? And we're against gender-based violence. You understand where we are? You understand where we are? Where a man cusses out a woman, a diplomat of the highest order, a high commissioner, cusses out a woman, all kinds of expletive and sexual innuendos, and a whole government where women are going to come in the front for this gender-based violence issues. They utter not a word, but they won't come a month later and say, we are for protecting women and girls. Until it's one of we boys is the perpetuator. That is the fine print. Until one of we boys is the perpetuator. Hypocrites. First lady is a hypocrite, Paria Ali. On this issue, she's a hypocrite. Paria Malanchine is a hypocrite. Onish Warden is a hypocrite. Vindhya Prasad is a hypocrite. Sonia Parag is a hypocrite. Susan Rodriguez is a hypocrite. This gender-based violence issues. And you can see all of them now. Photo up and photo frame, and the theme is unite. Again, gender-based violence. Look for it. Look for them. And you're going to troll them and call them out. Troll them and call them out. When they come to take picture with you and say, oh, we pay for you. Hypocrites. Or hypocrites in their language. Hypocrites. How are you going to confront Leston Baines? You can't confront O.C. Rogers. You can't confront Sharon Das Prasad. You can see the speck in your brother, but the log in you, and you can't see it. You can't see it. I ain't done with y'all yet. I can troll y'all for 16 days. That's my activism. Trolling y'all. 16 days. Hypocrites. Hypocrites. Right? Hypocrites. Thoughts and prayers go to Kelly's family. Thoughts and prayers go to the Charlotte and their extended family. See? Because his action will only affect Kelly, it can affect the child, the sister who witnessed that. She said her children too witnessed this gruesome act. And Kelly's son were all there witness. She had to run and pull him in the bedroom and barricade the door because she didn't know the rampage he was at. Right? I think the devil is whispered to them. I was listening to the international news as we were coming on. The Chesapeake killing in that Walmart. And one woman was recounting, she said was her first day on the job, if not her first week at the Walmart store. She said the fellow come in the store, lift the gun up, came in the room where they were, lift the gun up. He said, Susan, you go home. Excuse me. Susan, you go home. You hold up the gun. These are her words. She said she ran. She said she couldn't look back. She ran. He walked in the room where they were. He lifted up the gun. He said, Susan, you go home. But she didn't know she too well. He had some grievance. That's what he said. The guy who spent, he said he's what, 30 something, he spent a decade as an employee of Walmart, was a manager by now. Well, with a pistol, he said, Susan, you go home. So they now have this motive that the others were targeted. You know, some grievance he had. Her first week on the job, he said, you go home. Well, he said, you go home. He said she ran. I think the devil is whispered to them. That's my own personal. That's my own personal conviction. And how you going to be now against Leston? And you got your own OC and you got your own Sharon Das to deal with. You are still working. Our thoughts and prayers, as I said, go out to this family and the community of Linden. Guys, if you have a story for us, we want to hear from you. You guys have a story for us. We want to hear from you. This is a number you want to call. Send your videos, send your info to. If you have a story for us, we want to hear what's happening. You think it's newsworthy? You think it ought to be out there? Let us know. Let us know. And for all of your law and legal needs, we want to recommend Alistair Collins Law Firm. And the law firm is down there at Callion Mall. It's Lamaha and Waterloo Street. Lamaha and Waterloo Street. There in Georgetown, and Alistair's going to give you guys the fix-up. He is going to give you the fix-up, folks. There are the numbers. You got a location. He's going to give you the fix-up. You need to have some declarations done. You need to have some affidavits done. Whatever. I know you have, in some instances, myriad legal needs. You have any concerns? You need a lawyer even. They got to fix up for you folks. You need to get your passports done, your visa applications, all that stuff. These guys know how to take care of you. We use them ourselves, and so we recommend them highly. We recommend them highly, folks. They are going to give you guys the fix up again. They're going to fix you all right. You got affidavits to get done, you got declarations to get done, agreements, wills. You got visa issues. You need guidance in the process. You know, you got your forms to fill up, all that stuff. They're going to help you out. They are the number 649-6410-685-6448. They're going to fix you guys up. They're going to fix you guys up. Yep. Right there, your business, your product, your service could be advertised right there. Diane and Cecile, Edward Gonzalez, Margaret Nelson, right there. Angeli Abrams, right there, right there, right there, right there. That's the number you want to call. If you got a service, a business, you got a product you want to showcase, hit us up, folks. And just like Alistair gonna fix you up on the legal end, we're gonna fix you up on the public relations end. We're gonna fix you up, folks. We turn our attention back to some of the stuff happening locally. More tragic news. Almost some businessman Raymond Ramcharan found dead. You see, we need a national month, year of prayer. Let me dedicate all of 2023. Thanks, guys. Let's dedicate all of 2023 to national year of prayer. They said there was a bullet wound under his chin and no exit wound. And so, shot himself. Family called the paramedics immediately. Was too late. Was too late. The investigators are still trying to determine what the motive was. What led businessman Raymond Ramcharan down this road here, turn a gun on himself. They said there was a bullet wound under his chin. Neighbors recounted hearing a loud explosion, which could have been this shot. A single shot, investigators tell us, was fired. A single shot, they tell us, was fired. A single shot. Thoughts and prayers go out for the Ramcharan family there in Old Boys Town. Businessman Raymond Ramcharan. Yep. Thoughts and prayers with them. Minister of Finance, Ashley Singh, is telling us today that they have started work on the 2023 budget. That they've started work on it. Well, I fed up hearing the biggest budget ever, people still punching in this country. Right? I fed up. I'm certain public servants and the whole lot of us who don't feel this opulence and wealth that we have and we're generating these days, more wealth than any other government has ever had to manage. Right? So you got tax, how you generate money to pay for the services government provides, and you got all this money gushing in from our oil revenues. All of it. But we don't feel better off. Jordan Cook, Jordan what? Am I lying? Joyce Carter, we live in this country. And those of you who are in the diaspora, you know your family tell you. I don't know if since we start pumping oil and gas, if Magnell family say, Magnell, you need to send no money this month. Things nice here. Generally, anybody call you and say, stop the remittances. Stop the remittances. I can send you a piece, a small piece this month here. Things nice. In lots of instances, if not in all, you got to send more. Because things tight, the cost of living up. So chances are you got to send more. Not so. But listen, they're working on the 2023 budget. So I can see some of you backflipping with excitement. Especially after the 8%. Backflipping with excitement after the 8%. Instead of working on it. Right? Them boys said working on it. Charandas, working too. I thought we got rid of Charandas. I thought Avon come out to lay down the law. We will not tolerate this and we will not tolerate that. Charandas is still working. Charandas ain't got no place. We saw invitation, that's how we were alerted. Invited the High Commission the commissioner to India, Charan Das Prasad, to be the guest of honor at an event in Bangalore, India. So clearly, Charan Das still on the job. Clearly, to the Indians, Charan Das is still on the job there in India. So why are Irfan lying to the country? Why is Irfan lying to this nation? You know, like they have recalled. Joylin says it's Charon Cross. It's true. Charon Cross. Joel War says it's a bluff. It's true. Right? It's a bluff. Bluff Ali. Right? Bluff Ali. Bluff fan. It's a bluff. Still on the job. Folks, we sat down recently with the Alliance for Change leader, Kemal Ramjatan, member of parliament. And we put this whole issue about the lies. You know. And what has happened with Charan Das? He's still in the work. And here's what Mr. Ramjatan told us.
Today we came across the information. The information was sent to me. And I immediately wanted to know what's going on here. Since the 26th of October, President Irfan Ali instructed that he be recalled as a result of that nasty, reprehensible conduct that was made via a video from where he attacked Miss Ghosh, an Indian animal rights activist and so on. And what we understood that to mean was that he was recalled. He's got to be ending his status as a High Commissioner. Today we got information that he's going to be guest of honor in Bangalore. And we got the invitation that he was, as High Commissioner, he's going there. And we then contacted the host and all of that. Yeah, we did all of that, you know, the Alliance for Change did all of that. And they tell the host that this fellow has been recalled. How could he be a guest of honor and in the invitation be there as if he is High Commissioner from Guyana? And it would appear that the people are unaware of it. But this is the shamelessness that goes on in this country by the government of the day. They tell us one thing and they're lying because the man has not been recalled. It is obvious that he has not been recalled. He has been invited by, I think, the body, some economic council for the state of Karnataka. And the reception is at Bangalore, and he's going to be a guest of honor there. He should have been sent home. We also understand that he's still with salary and all kinds of things, and all the rights and privileges of a High Commissioner. Look, I have tremendous, you know, I still, because of the fact that he's there as President Irfan Ali. But Irfan, you can't just allow your government, just like what Todd had done. For 1 year, we didn't even know about this incident. And you are saying that you only know about the incident via the viral video that, again, had to be brought to our attention. And then you say, well, fine, you make up your mind that a person of that quality should not be with the status of High Commissioner. And then you made it clear that he has been recalled. What kind of recall is that? How long more he's going to be in India? And this is, you know, we have to share disgust and frustration at what is happening here. Now, we understand that you, President Irfan Ali, you are being circumscribed and cribbed and confined by the second presidency of Jagdeo, or the third presidency of Jagdeo, sorry. But don't allow Jagdeo to do that to your administration. He wants the Charan Das there. He wants Charan Das there because of what Charan Das did in the no confidence motion. But please don't let your administration be tarnished. And, you know, you're mimicking the criminality in a sense of that kind of behavior. And look, I am so disgusted at what I learned this morning, especially in the context of since last month, you had a situation whereby he said the man is recalled, and now the man going and attend that kind of big thing, going to from Delhi to Bangalore. You know, this is crazy. And then as guest of honor, High Commissioner. Well, we have already told the host this morning that it will bring a lot of disgrace to that Economic Council and the host itself if this fella who cussed down an Indian woman the way he did in that video, for him to be there, that he should be, what is the word? Uninvited. That is what they should do to him. But we don't know what will happen. It's 2 days to go. Probably just one, because, you know, India is in front of us. And the thing is on the 25th. So I want this to be understood. That, President, you seem not to be in charge. You don't even know that this man cussed down an Indian woman. And you relied on the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to say that the matter closed. Well, the matter was not closed. You then recalled him, and he's still there. That is another, you know, dent in your presidency, obviously, and it is something that is totally wrong. Somehow you are like this fella, Charandas, proper like him. Well, the whole thing should be denounced. And we have done, as a political party, what we had to do, and we will continue to do it, and we are going to issue a big statement out of it.
And you know, all us right thinking Guyanese got to do as Kemba says, denounce this foolishness. You could treat a woman like that, and you're still on the job, you still got your work, and then they're coming to tell us about 16 days of activism against gender-based violence. It's the hypocrisy for me. It's the hypocrisy. Absolute hypocrisy. Absolute hypocrisy. You know, turning attention away from that. As we had Kemraj's attention, you know, we've heard since the last election about this whole issue of the Russians. And we've been digging into this little by little. You know, we heard that they had, the Russians had some intention of interfering with our elections. Well, the Americans know good about this. Russians and interference in elections. And they had a lot of spy equipment and so on, and some hotel room somewhere in the city. Kevin Wright was the Minister of Public Security, now Ministry of Home Affairs, and understands this issue. He said the issue was real, it wasn't no joke. It was a real issue with the Russians. And here's his take on that.
There were people, I think the names were Arturov, Vladimir, Kirillov, Al-Ayeb, and Karchner. These 4 men had come in to Guyana on the pretext that they're coming to talk to ExxonMobil. And of course, the police got information indicating that they questioned them and wanted to know and verify why they were here. And because they got information that they came to do interference with elections. Now, I questioned that because I wanted to know what's going on. And I asked them whether they got the information from their computers and smartphone. And the Commissioner of Police reported to me that they couldn't because the men were not granting access to inputting their, to accessing their smartphones and all of that. However, there was information that Jack Dill was seen speaking Russian to them at Marriott, where he was staying, and that when they were arrested, the firm of Kisun and Kisun also went to make representation on their behalf. And
so they had refused to allow authorities to go through their devices?
That's correct. That's correct. Yes. And then the police then went on to indicate that they check their passports out, that is, the 4 passport. One was expired, and their time in Guyana had expired. They had come in earlier via an airplane that landed in Chedi Jagat in the International, I think, and the handling of that private aircraft was done by Roraima Airways, okay, and so on. And I got very concerned, and I indicated that if they are illegal in Guyana, this is a very sensitive time, just deport all 4 of them. And the records are in the police department, now controlled by the government, PPP government. So they must not laugh this thing off. Indeed, these 4 men were in Guyana. These instances of where allegations were made that they might have other ulterior purposes in Guyana. And I, as the minister involved at that time, having to make the decision, decided that, look, man, let them get out of the place. And I did indicate to the Leslie James that. So people must not laugh it off as if it never occurred. We got the names, there was a police report and a major investigation done. Who was doing the investigation? I can't recall who was the actual investigator. But at the time, Sarabo, Leslie James, Kingston, a number of them. And I acted the way, because it was my judgment call to make. Lock up these people and then suffer at the hands of the Russian authorities and whosoever else countries they came from, making all kinds of questions to me. I decided, hold on, just if we have a right to expel them because of their illegal status in the country, please do that. And I think on the 4th of March, there were 3 of them were deported, and a 4th one, the Vladimir Arturov, was deported sometime later. And so that's the story. I'm not lying here. But a lot of the PPPites, especially Jagdeo and them, they laugh it off as, oh, what the Russians here? But let me tell you, honestly, it happened. And I did what as best as I could in the circumstance. A lot of people indicated that I should have arrested them and get into their smartphones and all of that. I didn't want that to happen. I had to make the call. I said, look, I don't want no tiff with other foreign states and so on. And that is what happened. It was then titled the Russians being in Guyana to interfere, and a lot of foolishness thereafter. But it was the truth. And I...
Yep. That's all went down, folks, and we're going to continue to dig and dig and dig. That's all we have for you guys today. Thanks for joining FYI. Before you go with folks, share the live. Smash that emoji button for us. Share it. Other folks can get credible, valid information as well. Do that for us, and we're in good standing, folks. Do that for us. And also, guys, it's our anniversary month. Partner with us so we can continue to keep moving on, guys. We're available via Cash App, Zelle, and PayPal, MMG, MoneyGram, and Western Union. 627-6963. One number we got here. One number, 627-6963. If anybody calling from any other number instead of representing us, you know it's lies. One number we got. 627-6963. 627-6963. We're available via Cash App, and Zelle, and PayPal, MMG, MoneyGram, Western Union. 2 years we're on here, folks. Believe it or not. 2 years already, Anna Gordon. 2 years already. Kevin, Beryl, Irvin Dunn, Joseph Collier, Cecile Ogle, Kempton. Good to have you, Maureen Williams. 2 years you're here. We're going to leave you with a live shot, some part of the beautiful city where we are, guys. That's going to do it for us. We're going to see you guys back in the podcast today, and then back in the rig at 8 tonight. That's it from this end. Thanks for joining FYI for your information.